This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my review of Fantastic Four First Steps. If you haven't seen this movie yet, then there's going to be major spoilers, and since the movie has been out for barely a day, I highly doubt that most people have seen it. But honestly, this is a really good movie, and just the amount of people in my theater was a massive, massive increase over the people that actually stayed in the theater. I saw the last one, Van Forstick. In fact, it was so large that it was at least a 5,000% increase. And while I think that is a really, really big increase, that only means there's like 50 people there because when I went to see Fan Four Stick, I went with like two people and those two people left, so I was the only person left in that theater. And well, a 5,000% increase is really only 50 people, so very funny little thing. And just going into this movie is that honestly it was a really solid movie. I think that it is easily the best Fantastic Four movie, but well, I mean that's not really saying much. The early 2000s ones were fun. The less said about Fan Four Stick, the better. And yeah, honestly, as I said, it was just so much fun to come and see this movie, to have Galactus and him not be a giant cloud monster. I've been joking as I've talked about this movie all the time that I'm so disappointed that they did Galactus so wrong and he isn't a giant cloud monster, but I mean that's all intended as a joke, and it was honestly just really cool to see him here. They did have a unique way to beat him where they just threw him across the universe. So Galactus is almost certainly going to return and may even return to threaten the main MCU, and it'd be super interesting to see that. But having Galactus first go up against the Fantastic Four is not something that's really needed, and it was honestly really great to see. I think that really everyone in this was incredible, and the performance I think that I and most other people had most doubt in was Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic, where, well, one, yeah, Pedro Pascal has been in literally everything, and there's definitely no denying that still, and he'll be starring in just so many other movies coming out. He's going to be in some, I don't know, Western movie. I really don't know anything about it. I just saw a email about that in my from my AMC account yesterday. Then he's also gonna be in Mandalorian and Grogu, Avengers, Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I don't know. There's probably some other stuff that I'm missing, but that's really everything I can think of off the top of my head. And yeah, maybe he's a little too much, but I do think my fears were, just a little more of the fact that Pedro Pascal wasn't everything, and I'm so glad that he was able to go and be a character that is a little different than he typically is. Well, he's not, not just playing necessarily dumb characters. He's playing characters that are more of just average intelligence, and I think he did a really good job going and being a character that was a super genius in this. And yeah, honestly, he was a really solid character in it. I do like how he is just very much emotionally kind of unattached in most scenes, unless he's really caring about stuff, and that he's just a very awkward guy. I haven't read too many Fantastic Four comics, but Stuff I've read that has hit him in it is it really feels like that's how he is in them. He's very much awkward and not really great with people. And honestly, I just thought it was a really solid character. The character who definitely is the least in this is the thing where, yeah, he is there, but really he's just kind of there supporting everyone. He's sort of like the emotional, like the center of the family, and or not even that. I'd say that's Invisible Woman, but he's kind of just there for everyone and kind of just always messing around with Johnny. But I feel like the thing definitely had the least amount for him, but definitely still better than whatever Fan Four Stick did. And they really didn't go into the one thing about the character that really is a central focus of him, which is him thinking about how he looks. And honestly, I think that was still interesting to see. And going through the rest of this, there is Human Torch, who honestly was really great to see him. He is sort of always the kind of like bad boy and always going up against really everyone, but he's also a really fun character. And honestly, I really enjoyed him in this. I think that of all of them, honestly, probably was my favorite of them, and just really great. I'm so glad that this actor's got so much more after he was in Stranger Things and, well, tragically died in that. But just really going through everything else, I honestly has really, really enjoyed this. I think that everything with Sue was great, and she definitely is the character you want to go and, well, the studio wants you to go and empathize with the most. She's supposed to be the real in the heart of the family and keeping them all together, and she is really the one that is having them not go for the easy option of giving up their kid, even though if you take a look at things, that is ultimately the hard but morally right thing to do. If we take a look at Star Wars, that would be the Jedi thing to do, and they are giving into the selfish thing, but I think that it is very understandable, and I do think it was. Well, it was ultimately just a really great thing to have. I think that it was really interesting to see their kid and see Franklin Richards. And I haven't read too much with him. I just know that he's one of like the most overpowered characters to really ever exist. And I'm sure you could see with the scene where, well, he just brings his mom back from the dead, that he is powerful. But I think like in the Marvel universe, he's in like the upper half of the top five most powerful beings in the universe, possibly even at number one. Again, I don't know enough about the character to, fully judge that correctly, but I do know that Franklin Richards is definitely up there in terms of power, and it's be definitely interesting to see him in Doomsday, and I do wonder if that is the reason that the Fantastic Four are involved with it, with Doctor Doom kidnapping their child and them wanting to save him. I also do wonder if they will introduce his younger sister, and it could be interesting for that also, but probably not enough time. They already had a time jump to go and explain this. And honestly, I think that it was just a really, really, it's a really solid film. I really enjoyed Galactus in this. Really was a evil but sympathetic character that you did understand. And just going through it, as I said, it was definitely interesting to see The Fantastic Four is just is a really, really uh, not too good of a franchise from how Fox handled them, and it's really good that Marvel did treat them with the respect. They did have their origin explained, but not shown. I think that is something essential because, really, because of how Fox treated them, I don't think that too many people know the Fantastic Four origin, even though they were at one point one of, if not the biggest superhero franchises really ever. And it is just a real shame that they were treated so poorly, but honestly, I really did enjoy it. I think that, actually, I said everything was great. The new Silver Surfer, I mean, it was interesting. It really didn't matter too much that it was a woman Silver Surfer, and I think that was more done to give Johnny that interest in her to be able to want to go and investigate into it, and not just, oh, we just need to have a female Silver Surfer, but there was a plot reason, and it was Johnny being interested in her that kind of got him to go and do those attacks to make her be distracted and want to leave instead of destroying the final portal, which is what they used to be able to defeat Galactus. And not saying too much from her, but her sacrifice at the end was really good, and honestly, it was a really enjoyable. I just really enjoyed this. I think that it was just overall such a great movie to watch, and the characters were just so well done. And yeah, honestly, really, that's all I have to say. I think that it is just really awesome to see them. I really am excited to eventually see this again. Don't know how soon it will be, but I'll definitely be watching this at least one more time in theaters. And while this isn't my favorite superhero movie from the year, that would still have to be Superman. I think this is a really solid one. I would need to think a little more if this one or Thunderbolts was better, but it was just really great to see. Biggest complaint is I don't know why they had to save a special time to have a preview for the new Avatar movie. I honestly don't care about that, and it is just so annoying to have to be watching this new movie you're really excited for. The movie's finally about to start, and then you get another ad for the just something that you really don't care about. But yeah, honestly, really besides that, I think that this was just such a fun, enjoyable, really well done movie. I cannot wait to see what they do with these characters. And well, I'm definitely not insane, and would rather spend $80 on something else. The Galactus popcorn buckets I did see, and the Herbie cups looked cool. I went to a 2 o'clock showing, and the Galactus popcorn buckets were already sold out. So I'm almost guaranteeing that they're going for at least $160 on eBay, probably closer to 200. The Herbie Cup definitely doesn't seem as popular. There was still some there when I left the movie, but I don't know, it's just honestly insane. And yeah, honestly, as I said, it was a really great movie. I think that the pace was really solid, and now to move into the final stuff, the stuff setting up for Avengers Doomsday, where Doctor Doom just shows up at the end. Of course, not showing his face because Marvel did not feel like giving Robert Downey Jr. like, I don't know, maybe like $20 million to show up for like 5 seconds, considering how much you're paying for really everything with him in Doomsday. That's technically like pocket change for them, but sure they don't want to be dropping that much on a small brief cameo for him. And yeah, honestly, I just said I really enjoyed this. I think they did such a great job. And honestly, I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.